Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into 10 upcoming games that aren't just recycling the same old formula, they're cooking up brand new ways to play. If you're craving insane weapons in medieval settings or mind-boggling game within a game action, you're exactly where you need to be. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you might just have 10 fresh titles on your must-play list. First up is Kingmakers, the only game I've seen that says, hey, who needs a sword when you've got a grenade launcher? Picture this. You're in a medieval war zone, but your arsenal is straight out of a modern action flick. Forget catapults, try rocket launchers on for size. But the real showstopper here is the fully destructible environment. When you shoot at a wooden watchtower, it doesn't just vanish, it collapses piece by piece. Walls crumble, roofs cave in, and you're left cackling like a kid in a wrecking ball factory. It's basically Dynasty Warriors meets a one-man siege engine. If the idea of single-handedly mowing down entire armies is your jam, Kingmakers is a guaranteed adrenaline rush. Next, we've got Crimson Desert, a game that looks like it raided The Witcher 3's closet, borrowed some flair from Dragon's Dogma, and sprinkled in Breath of the Wild sense of wonder. Then, for the ultimate flex, it hands you a dragon. Yes, you heard me right. You can mount a colossal, winged beast and rain fire from above. How's that for a dramatic entrance? The combat looks fast, flashy, and fluid, like someone took a Platinum-style action game and threw it into a beautiful medieval sandbox. Now, we've been burned by gorgeous trailers before, but the devs have shown off a ton of footage. Fingers crossed the final product lives up to the hype. At worst, we'll still get to ride a dragon, and that's never a bad day in the office. Imagine if Sea of Thieves went to outer space, but also decided to add even more chaos. That's Jump Ship for you. A co-op game where you can pilot a huge spacecraft with friends, blast off into the atmosphere, and then dive right into on-foot missions. While one player steers, the rest can man turrets, patch holes and all, and build handy modules to keep the adventure rolling. The best part? It all happens seamlessly, no loading screens yanking you out of the action. It's the perfect recipe for, oh no, who's driving this thing? Panic, but you've gotta love the ambition. If they nail the scale and keep things intuitive, Jump Ship could be the next big co-op addiction. Moving from outer space straight to a mountainside, let's talk about Karen. No, not that Karen. This is a climbing survival game that takes Don't Look Down to a whole new level. The devs aim to capture the true grit of climbing. This isn't your standard, hold the button till you run out of stamina. You have to find each handhold, position each foot, and shift your weight so you don't kiss the ground hundreds of feet below. You'll also manage resources like chalk for grip and pit tens to secure ropes. It all sounds super intense, and maybe a little rage-inducing, but in the best way. If you've ever wanted a game to truly get your heart pounding, Karen's got you covered. If BioShock and Sonic CD had a steampunk baby, it might look a lot like Clockwork Revolution. It's a first-person shooter drenched in retro-futuristic style, and the big selling point is time travel. You don't just watch flashbacks. You literally go back in time and tinker with events that shape the future. Picture changing a small detail in the past, like whether a particular inventor gets funding, and then returning to a drastically different city. We've heard big cause and effect promises before, so let's hope the final product actually gives us a dynamic timeline. If nothing else, the vibe is BioShock meets Steampunk Rebellion. Color me interested. Now let's talk dinosaurs, because apparently we can't resist bringing back giant lizards from the past. The Lost Wild is not your run-of-the-mill dinos want your lunch money horror game. These creatures have advanced AI and actually behave like real animals, unpredictable, territorial, and occasionally skittish. Yes, you can scare them off or manipulate the ecosystem so they fight each other. It's basically be the worst safari tour guide ever. The point is, the game wants to give you more depth than just run and hide or get eaten. If this AI works like the devs say, you'll feel tension every time you round a corner. No two encounters the same, just the way we like it, unless you prefer a guaranteed kill, but that's your call. Lost Skies takes open-world survival and adds a healthy dash of steampunk fantasy. Instead of building wooden huts and calling it a day, you can build entire airships to roam a sky full of floating islands. It's a survival sandbox, so you'll gather resources, craft weapons, and set sail. Or, well, set float. Then you can engage in aerial battles or simply live your best sky pirate life. Think of it like Sea of Thieves, but the ocean is replaced with endless clouds. Plenty of survival games drop every month, but this one's breezy verticality might just help it stand out. Gliding around the world with a grappling hook? Sign me up. We're stepping into mind-bending territory with the Alters, a narrative-driven survival game. You crash on some distant planet, build a base, and then staff it with different versions of yourself. These clones come from alternate timelines, so they each have unique experiences and personalities. The good news, you have backup to keep your base functioning. The bad news, you might have to babysit a few bizarro versions of you. It's like The Sims meets a sci-fi survival sim, where your clones get along or stage a civil war with themselves. Nobody knows, but it's sure to be entertaining. If you're into the weird, keep this on your radar. Who remembers Spore? Specifically, that creature stage that let you customize weird little aliens to your heart's content. Adapt basically says, let's take that tiny slice of Spore and blow it up into a full game. You start as a feeble creature, fight or forage to survive, then evolve like a boss. Add spikes, wings, or maybe just an adorable face, your call. The environment changes, your creature changes, and before you know it, you've got an entire ecosystem reacting to you. The graphics won't melt your GPU, but it's got that charming, make your own freak of nature vibe. It's the kind of pure creativity we haven't seen since 2008. Long overdue if you ask me. And finally, the game that might make your brain do backflips, Screenbound. You're walking around a 3D world while simultaneously playing a 2D game on a handheld called the Quantum Boy. Here's the kicker, both worlds are linked. Move in 3D. Your character in the 2D world also moves. Solve a puzzle in 2D. It warps reality in 3D. You can even zoom in on the handheld to get a better look at tricky bits. It's like your personal Inception for gamers. It's crazy. Could be brilliant, could be the biggest headache ever. But credit where credit's due. It's a brand new way to mess with your sense of space and gameplay. I'm eager to see if it's actually fun or just a glorified tech demo. So there you have it, 10 fresh titles that are marching to the beat of their own drum. We've got futuristic pirates, dinosaur horror, time travel, and oh so much skyfaring madness. If you're bored out of your mind with the same old shooters, RPGs, and battle royales, these are the games you want to keep on your radar. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these has you most hyped? Are you ready to ride a dragon in Crimson Desert? Or maybe you can't wait to fling yourself off a cliff in Karen. Just, safely. Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want more fresh takes on upcoming games, consider hitting that like button and subscribing if you haven't already. Trust me, we've got plenty more where this came from. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and until next time, go build that flying ship, or clone yourself 100 times, or do whatever weird gaming adventure you fancy. Just make sure you come back to tell me all about it. See ya!